Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to yet another unannounced live stream. So, yeah, I have some spare time, so I decided I'm going to do a live streams while this outbreak is going on, so I can entertain you a little bit. Maybe you are on a lockdown or something, and you are bored, you don't know what to do. Well, you can always sit down, talk to me, watch me paint some miniatures if you are into such things. If you are not, then, well, what can I say? But yeah, tonight we are continuing painting of the Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures, and by random chance I decided to paint Black Widow. So yesterday, if you didn't watch it, I was painting this guy over here, so you can watch that stream. It is on the channel how I did achieve this awesomeness. But yeah, tonight we are painting the Black Widow. So yeah, we can start. This is also like the last night. It's going to be a pretty quick job. I think I can do it in under an hour with answering your questions if some of you show up with questions or anything. So yeah, first of all, I will start with something completely not in a painting sense, so to say. So I'm going to first paint this grid on the board, on the base itself. So I think that's like some sort of like a drain or something. So I just want to paint that first because I want it to be all dried up when I'm going to do a base. I don't want colors to mix or anything. And yeah, I am currently painting with Basilicanum Gray. Let me show you Basilicanum Gray. I mostly paint these with contrast paints, just because the contrast paints are really easy to use and you can achieve a really nice effect with a little bit of effort. But paints are really like painting by themselves, so to say. So yeah, we are just going to do this drain first. See, now I did a little messed up here, so you just wipe it off with a finger. And yeah, so I want it to pull in all the crevices around around it, so it gives it a really nice definition. So yeah, looks pretty neat. So yeah, I decided also that we'll paint this gun, but we're going to do it a little bit later. I'm going to also paint her uniform black, but I'm going to do it last. First, I am going to go with the Gilliman flesh. So Gilliman flesh for the flesh tone for her face. Now I don't paint eyes, so these painting videos are for noobs like you, like me, that you can see that you can achieve a pretty nice paint job with very little effort. So I'm doing this to show you that painting is not that hard or complicated. You just need to give it a go, and if you make a mistake, you can always come back and redo them or whatever you need to do to erase those mistakes. To wait, I'm out of the camera, but I have to hold it on a really strange angle. So yeah, I want to show you that painting is not that hard. Anyone can paint. I do paint a lot. I paint for 10 years now, maybe even more. Okay, so these are the skin tones done. Pretty easy. So yeah, I am painting for 10 years, but I'm really not like super skilled painter. I think of myself as a mediocre one. Okay, now I want to go with where is it? Agarosh Dunes, and I will use it for all the yellowish parts of the miniature. So yeah, I'm not by far the best painter you will ever encounter on a YouTube. I am like in the middle. At least I would like to think of it like that. So I just need to switch. Okay, I have a reference picture that I just want to make sure that I paint the correct things with correct colors. So yeah, Agarosh Dunes is pretty light. I thought it would be much darker color. We'll see if we maybe go one more pass once when this is dried. But if I'm happy how it looks, I'll probably leave it. Yeah, I really thought it would be a much darker color. Not sure what happened there. I was 100% sure that Agarosh Dunes is a little bit darker yellow. Yeah, but it is how it is. So this is also to show you that even when you make mistakes, you can undo them if you want to, or you can just play around them and work with what you got. So yeah, maybe I didn't shake the paint enough. Maybe the pigment settled down at the bottom of the bottle. Who knows what happened there. Okay, so I'm just going to be as careful as possible, but I'm going to have to use the white color to touch up some of those places, or not, because we are going over with the black color, so that will probably not show. We'll see once it is dried how it will look, and if we need to go the second time around or something. Wait, let me just check out. Okay, I'm in a camera in an exact spot where I need to be. Okay, so yeah, tonight we are painting the Black Widow, and who knows, maybe tomorrow night I will be continuing with the painting. I'm still not sure. I have to see what other things I need to do, or maybe, even though it's like semi-quarantine, I will maybe be playing board games with friends if we organize something. Not sure if we are going to do that or not. But yeah, okay, I'm satisfied how this looks. Okay, and I have a thing that I want to try with the with this guy. You have to go and watch the video for this guy. I did something with the coat. As you can see, maybe a little bit that some of his coat is kind of a little bit brownish. Not everything is just pure black. So I did this when I used the black Templar contrast color, and then I use Reichland Flash Shade Wash for it, and it worked wonders. So this one I'm going to go with the black, but I'm also going to try and afterward go with the Drakenhof Nightshade, which is a shade of black of sorts. So yeah, Agarosh Dunes, I forgot one part to paint with the Agarosh Dunes, so I just noticed it now. She has this emblem over here that we need to paint with the Agarosh Dunes two. I wanted to say two, but I somehow managed to say two. And yeah, okay. One more thing I just remembered. We are going to use Agarosh Dunes to paint just this raised part, because these will be painted in another color, so to give it like a little bit of different texture, or however you want to do it, tell it. I don't know, I black out sometimes with my English. My English is, of course, you already know that, it says in the description of my video, of my channel, that my English is not that good, so bear with me if I make mistakes, or sometimes I just shut up because this is live and mistakes happen. So yeah, I like it. I like how it looks. So yeah, mistakes happen sometimes because English is not my native language, of course, you understand that. And sometimes I end up trying to say words that I really can't remember at the moment, and then I just shut up and don't speak at all. So yeah. Okay, now we are going to go with the wildwood. It is like a brownish tone. We're going to do some straps and the holster for the gun and all that. So I'm going to use a little bit smaller brush for that one. And my brushes are really destroyed, but I'm really having a hard time separating from them. But I do have like a reserve of brushes. So yeah, I'll probably at some point have to leave these brushes for, I don't know, maybe throw them away and just go with the new ones. Okay, so these straps, we need to paint them brownish. So am I in a focus? Yes, I am. Okay. Sometimes I forgot that there is a camera here, that it is filming, so I just forget to put the miniature in focus and all that. Okay, so this thing over here, we're gonna do it like so. Now I was thinking maybe of doing this in a gray, but brown looks much better. It gives it a little bit of pop out. If it was just gray, it would be boring because this miniature is mostly black and then gray strap. It would look not so good. And if you hear wild breathing noises, panting noises, that is my wife. She just came back from running, not from me. So yeah. Okay. Oh, these straps are really hard to paint and to stay in lines, so I do hope that when I go with the black over the uniform, I will be able to cover these so you don't see all the mistakes that I did. Okay, I think we did it from all the angles. Just to make sure, I'm gonna widen it a little bit on these parts. I think I missed a little bit there, but who would notice, right? Okay, yep, so the straps are done. Now we need to do the uniform. And I should have done the uniform first, because once we are done with the uniform, I will have to wait for it to dry off, so I can do that Drakenhof Nightshade test. But we'll see. Okay, we have a base to paint, so we can steal some time there, probably. now we are going with the Black Templar, and we are going to go over the entire uniform. So let us proceed. Okay, so I will go from the bottoms up just because I want this bottom part to dry off first so I can do the base while I'm waiting for the black paint to dry out. Okay, so we're just going to go over the entire leg. I want to be careful around the base because I don't want to go with the white and repair the mistakes I did. So it always pays off if you watch out a little bit, so you don't have to go and repair mistakes, and you can be done. You can be finished. You can be done. Oh my god, my English is completely off tonight. You can be done with the miniature sooner. That's what I was trying to say, but I don't know what happened, so I just suddenly stopped talking English. Yeah, I guess it's not the night. For sometimes my English is way better, and sometimes it is just terrible. So yeah, I did a little bit too much of black on her bottoms parts. It is way different, so I have to spread around a little bit. I went with too much, but once we do that Drakenhof Nightshade, I think everything will sit in the place like it should be. Everything will look cool. We'll have to see. Of course we can always come back and repair it, but even the badly painted miniature is better than no painted miniature at all. So yeah, it will look okay. It has a little bit more pigment than the rest of it, but that's what happens when you use contrast colors. Sometimes contrast goes in places where you don't want him to go. Okay. Now I know I should probably schedule these live streams in advance, so you know when I'm live streaming, so maybe you can tune in if you have some questions or comments or whatever, because it's much easier than for me to rambling with myself for about an hour or so. But yeah, it is hard for me to know if I'm going to have the time, if the little guy is going to be sleeping or not, because if he's not sleeping, he's yelling, he's crying, he's in a super strange phase now. So the live stream would be mostly me painting and the baby screaming in the back, which is something I presume you would not be interested in. Okay, I think I did a nice job covering her pants and everything. Now it looks really like it is washed out, but once we are done with the Drakenhof Nightshade, it will look much better. Trust me on it. Okay, I'm just checking out if I missed some spaces like this thing here, because it happens. Sometimes you miss a spot and you want to do it now, you don't want to come back later and try to fix it. It will just look messier and all that. Okay, off to upper body parts. So I have to be careful around her hair. I don't want to mess it up. I want to do this miniature paint job as cleaner as possible, so I have very little to come back to and repair. So yeah, so far so good. This is pretty easy miniature to paint. It is mostly 2 or 3 colors, just few details with different colors, but I really like it. And you don't have to think about the scheme or anything. So since this is Black Widow, I could have maybe tried and paint her white, like that suit that she's wearing in the latest movie that is sadly postponed, but I just decided to go with the scheme that it was intended to, and that is this, of course, black scheme. She's after all Black Widow, not White Widow. Okay, this is going pretty nicely, and pretty fast, if I might say. We are streaming what, 20 minutes or something, so I guess we'll be done way sooner than I thought we will be. I thought maybe hour and something to finish this, but I guess we can do it in under an hour, like we did with the Red Skull yesterday. So I missed a bit here. Okay, now this is the tricky part, to go all around her hand but not over these yellow parts, but you still want to cover the entire miniature and don't miss any on the of the spots. Of course, I could go with a little bit of extra touch and highlight some of her uniform, these straps that she has around her legs and the gun holster and all that, but I'm really looking to have these miniatures painted rather sooner than later and just be done with these so I can play the game, because I like playing games with miniatures that have painted miniatures. It's always more joyful than just if they're just like gray material. So I think we did not miss any spots. Maybe one spot here. Okay, that is the black uniform done. Okay, now while we are waiting for the black one to dry out, however you want to tell. Wait, I just want to reference picture a little bit. Okay, so we are now going to go with the, not the Agarus Dunes, but the Skeleton Horde is the next one, and we are going to do a base like on the Red Skull. So I want to keep that theme of the base through all the miniatures. I want them all to have the same basis, kind of makes it more uniformed. So yeah, I like it. I like how it looks. I tried that on the Red Skull to not go with the gray pavement, but to do this kind of brownish tone. And I really like it how it turned out, since it really separates the miniature from the base in a really nice way. Now I'm really not very careful around the edges because I will be painting these black, so I don't care if I go over it a little bit. Yeah, but now when I'm looking at this, these are really very similar tones. There is no that much of a difference between them, even though on the camera it looks like completely the same color. When you're watching it, maybe if I go also with this skeleton again over this one, just to give it a little bit darker look. Yep, I like that very much. It just separates this raised part a little bit, makes it stand out. I like it. I like how it turned out. Okay, I will leave it at that. I will not do anything else to the base. I like it as it is. Now when I'm looking at the bases, but I already primed all the miniatures and everything, so I don't want to go over it, but I definitely should have added some more things to the base, like scattered terrain, some more rubble or something, but unfortunately now it's too late. Maybe if I get to paint one more set of these beautiful miniatures, then I could do it. We'll see. Okay, so we need to paint the gun, and we need to paint, while we are waiting for the uniform to dry out, and we need to paint her hair. So we are going to go with the hair. Here we are going to use Gorgrunta fur. It is kind of brownish reddish color, and I think it will be perfect for her hair. Now I might be mistaken, that would not be the first time, so we'll see. I just have to shake it very well because I didn't use it in some time now. So can you even hear me correctly? I just noticed now that my microphone was completely obscured by my shirt. I guess you can hear me. It is not like anybody's watching. We have one person watching, and for new guys here who are just tuning in, that is probably my mom, and she does not speak a word of English, so she's not aware that we are talking about her. Yeah, but she has some free time, so she's my subscriber, and when she gets notifications that I'm live, she's always watching it. So yeah, thanks mom. Yeah, her hair, she's famous by her red hair, but if we would use red paint, you would not really want to see her hair looking like this, right? That would be just not good. So I think that this Gorgrunta fur will look nicely on her. Maybe it's a little bit too brownish. I don't know. I kind of like it how it turns out. Okay, this looks really like a red hair. I like this, even though I had doubts. I won't lie. I was really toying maybe that her hair I should do with this Gorgrunta and then add some colors or something, but so far I like how it turns out. Turns out it is like a perfect color for her hair. I am super satisfied with this color. Oh my god. I think this is one of the best hairs I ever painted. I have to remember that this paint is really good for hair, especially if you want to paint like a redhead or something like that. And since these are the contrast colors, we are done with the hair that quick. Okay, wait, let me just put it. Okay, does this look like a red to you? It looks a little brownish, reddish. I'm really not sure. don't trust the camera. I'm using Logitech C920, but in real life colors look way better. I'll try to figure out things and see if I can mendel a little bit with colors with the setup of the camera to make it show like it really is, because this looks more reddish in real life than on the screen. And the gun, we need to paint the gun with basilicanum gray that we used for this grid, this drain. So we are going to paint the gun with it. It is super quick job, since there is no that much of a gun showing. And that is that. The gun is painted. Okay, now first I have to check out if the uniform is all dried up on all the places, and then we are going to do a little bit of experiment and see how it will go. Of course you will be seeing completely different result here on camera, but yeah. So as long as I can see, everything is dry. There is no parts that don't look like they are not dry. So okay, so we are going to try and tint this black with the Drakenhof Nightshade. So I'm just gonna go over the entire miniature with it and hope it will give it like black but with a little tone of bluish color. Not really sure how that will turn out, so I have an idea how I want it to turn out, but we'll have to see if the idea works. Okay, so we should probably first try somewhere where we can repair if I don't like it. So I'll just start with this leg and see how the leg will turn out. Oh, I like it. I like this idea that I come up with. Now, I'm sure that probably somebody already thought of it. I'm not like the inventor of new technique or something, but yeah. Oh, I like how it gives it a subtle bluish tone. I'm not sure if you can see it on a camera. You see how it gives it a little bit of bluish tone against the rest of her uniform? Looks super cool. You can see it here a little bit because it was, yeah, it looks really nice. Oh, I like this idea. I like it very much, and I'm going to do it over the entire miniature. So I'm just gonna go with this blue shade over the entire miniature and give it like a little bit of bluish tint to her black suit. I think it will look really nice. Optionally, you could probably mix some of these two colors together maybe and just go with the one coat and have the same result probably, or similar, but as you can see this goes pretty fast. It's not that complicated of thing to do, and the results are absolutely gorgeous. I like it. It is so subtle that you will probably not even catch it if you don't see this video. You will probably not be aware that it was done like that. It is just working wonders. This blue shade over the black. Okay. Yep. I just like it. I'm sorry, I know I'm constantly now just I like it, I like it, I like it. Of course, yeah, we get it, you like it, but I am like yesterday when I painted and when I tried this, but with the brown wash for the red skull, and when it turned out like good idea, I was also pumping about it like, yeah, I like it, I like it, I like it a lot, constantly talking how I like it. But you know, when you try something and you're really not sure how it will turn out and it turns out great, you have to be happy about it. You have to like constantly, I like it, I like it. So pardon me for being like that, but this turned out, oh my god, so good. It just works. It just works and it looks wonderful. Okay, now I know that the lights and everything are not the best here, so you cannot probably see how this bluish color looks. Wait, I want to try something since we are done. It is 36 minutes of live stream and we are done with the miniature. This is, I think, a record, but to be fair, it is pretty easy miniature to paint. There's really no that many details that you need to watch for or something. So I'm just going to try and do it live. Just want to make some room. Do it some adjustments to the camera just so I can see if I can show you. Configure video. If I can show you live how the miniature looks like if I try and do some more exposure, you know, if I do it like this and if I put the gain down a little bit maybe or up, I don't know, it is just white, balance of white, saturation. If we are doing the saturation on this, okay, now I'm going to amp up the saturation. So now, as you can see, I just pumped up the saturation, so the colors look super weird. Even my hand looked like I'm dying or something. Like this red part, I don't know why is that looking like that red, but I hope that now you can see that little bit of bluish coming through that black color. It just looks cool. I really cannot, the camera really doesn't do it justice. I wish I had some funds to invest in a better camera so I can live stream with better equipment, but I have what I have, so it will have to be enough for now at least. So yeah, that is it. This is the Black Widow. I'm sorry that I messed up with the camera a little bit now. I hope it didn't burn your face completely. So I'll just crank it back up to usual exposure and usual settings that I use. So we need a little more gain, maybe. Backlight composition, no, I think this was the settings. I'm not really sure now, but I'll have to figure them out again. But yeah, so I know nobody joined this live stream, and that's fine, since I completely did it out of order without telling anybody that I will do it. But I will probably put announcement for tomorrow, maybe around this time at 9 o'clock. And if I'm not here at 9 o'clock, that just means that baby is not sleeping or something, so just be patient a little bit and I will come online. At least I hope so. Okay, so yeah, thank you all who are watching this after the... wait, no, we are not done. Oh my god, I am terribly sorry. I forgot to paint the black rim around the base. So no, we are not done. We are going to use a black from Vallejo, and we are just going to go quickly paint the rim around the base with black, and then we are done with the miniature. And my paint just decided it will stuck and does not want to open up, but fortunately I have tools to make it work. Okay, so we're just gonna take this big brush here, and really this is like super easy step. There's really no need to make tutorial how you paint the rim black of any base. You just take black and you paint. And yeah, what I wanted to say, yeah, I will probably make another stream tomorrow, and if I don't show up, that just means that I will probably delete it if I know in advance that I will not be able to make it. But if it turns out that I can make it, I'm going to see you tomorrow night, and we are going to do some nice painting. Maybe you can leave me a comment on this video, what would you like to see me paint next, if you catch this video before tomorrow night. So yeah, if you catch it, and if you give me a suggestion, of course, what you want to see painted next from these miniatures from this Marvel set. I myself would really like to paint the Dr. Octopus guy, because I think he's also one of those easy one that can be done in under the hour. I think all of these miniatures can be painted under the hour and look good. That's what I'm going to try and achieve. I'm going to try and paint all of the Marvel miniatures, and I'm going to try and paint them in less than an hour. With the explanations, with this like little ramblings, if it goes a little bit over the hour, I'm still gonna count it like it was just 1 hour. But I will really try my best to keep these videos an hour long. No more, no less. So I did a little bit mistake, as you can see with the black over here. So I'll just probably repair that off the camera if I choose to do so, or maybe I'll just leave it, who knows. And yeah, so that is that. The miniature is complete, and I hope you enjoyed this live stream tutorial, however you want to call it. I call them how to paint, just to show you that painting is not that complicated and that everyone can do it. So it is really not that hard. So yeah, that is all. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for spending time with me, and until next time, pozdrav.